I'm gonna give you 5 principles that helped us scale our creative agency to $200,000 per month. And these principles are gonna be super applicable for anybody that is trying to go from a freelancer to an agency, or an agency that's actively growing and scaling and trying to hit the 7-figure mark. And if you can figure out these principles early on in your business, in your agency, then you are gonna be set up for success. So one of the first principles that really helped us a lot was focusing on talent acquisition and making that a prime focus for us. As you're growing, this part of the business is going to become more and more important because you realistically just can't handle all of the workload. Having a skilled and motivated team and really focusing on that talent acquisition pool is going to prevent you from losing clients and consistently losing team members. I mean, if you're spending, let's just call it 20 hours a month trying to find somebody and train them up, like that's actually a lot of money that is coming from whoever's training them, which most likely is you. And to do that once a month because someone decided to leave because you didn't hire the right person is a lot of money. And we've had a lot of great people at our agency who have contributed to the success of the agency. And we've also had a lot of bad people who have contributed to the downfall and actually losing clients, because at the point when it's not you actually executing, but it's the team, you have to control the team and make sure the team is actually living up to the standard of the agency and the standard that you have for the team that you're actually bringing in. So once you're able to have that talent acquisition on lock, you'll be able to replicate yourself, you'll be able to keep more clients, you'll be able to build other leaders into the company. And at the end of the day, the goal is that they execute the work better than you can. Which leads me to my next principle, which is going to be creating scalable processes. So when you go to that $50,000 to $100,000 per month mark, it's not actually you running the business anymore, it's the systems running the business. And you need to find people in order to run the systems that are going to run the business. So when I was first starting my agency, I would keep everything in my brain and I would just communicate what I wanted somebody to do. And then maybe they would screw up and then I would just get super pissed at them. And then it would just be that cycle over and over and over again. And if you can't solve the problem of creating scalable processes, you are going to be capped as well. Even at that $10,000 to $20,000 per month mark, if that's where you are currently at in your agency, you're not going to be able to have consistency. Creating scalable processes is super important so that people can work the processes. This goes for fulfillment, this goes for onboarding, this goes for lead generation, this goes for hiring, this goes for onboarding new employees, and much, much more. Think about everything that you're doing and how you can turn that into a process that can then be followed, which then can be scaled. I always say that any frustration is simply an unmet expectation. If you're not creating expectations through processes, then that's where you're gonna end up being frustrated. And the third principle is going to be mentorship. Who is your boss? Who's your leader? And our egos tell us that, we can solve this, we can handle everything ourselves. And I've been there, thinking that, okay, my idea is the best. And then I come to find out that it's actually not a great idea through trial and error, which ends up just wasting my time. And once I got a mentor that I was able to, run stuff by, have a sounding board, that's when the business truly started to click. And I felt more peace of mind as an agency owner and an entrepreneur because I felt a little bit less stressed because I stopped carrying all the load and could actually run it by somebody. And really the purpose of a mentor, the purpose of having a coach is to shortcut you. If you don't have a coach, if you don't have somebody to run stuff by, you're going to have to go into the hamster wheel of, okay, I'm going to try this and I'm going to fail or hopefully succeed. And you kind of get in that world, that space of kind of being lost in yourself. But if you have a mentor that is a sounding board, who's been where you want to be, who's doing what you want to do one day, then you're going to be able to have that sounding board where you can kind of have that peace of mind. So I literally had a mentor from the jump. So when we first started our agency, we were literally in my apartment, and I remember my mentor coming over and doing like a whiteboard session in the apartment and like helping us scale and grow. And he's been with us ever since. And I can't thank him enough for what he's been able to do for my business and for my personal life. So I'm a big proponent of mentorship, having good people around you that are going to help you grow and scale. And then the fourth principle is brand and client relationships. So, everybody is all about sales, especially when you're just starting to grow and you're just starting to scale your business. And literally that's all you need for your business is revenue. But when you get to a size where you're starting to serve people, maybe hundreds of clients that you've been able to serve, that's where brand and reputation really starts to matter. So if you don't have a strong brand, if you don't have a strong reputation, if you don't have strong relationships with your clients, you're going to be really stuck, I would say, with not being able to draw in clients organically, leverage referrals, and create an inbound machine that can bring in new clients for you. So instead of thinking, okay, I'm going to chase all the time, think about how you can start to build the brand to draw people in. The purpose of a brand essentially is to scale trust. So the more that you can do that, the more that you can scale trust externally as well as to your clients, the more benefit that you will see from an inbound perspective, and it's going to make your sales so much easier. So what that looked like for us was me really doubling down on my personal brand to create the brand relationships, to create the client relationships, relationships, speaking at events, being really intentional with our current clientele, and then also focusing on building the brand of the company to create its own identity. Okay, and the last principle that really helped us grow and scale was having a strong culture and values. And I left this last, but this is probably one of the most important things, because one of the hardest things that you can do is create a culture at your company. And one of the most overlooked thing from leaders and young leaders is the inability to create a culture. And I see a lot of people with no values at the company. And what that really does is it creates sort of like a madhouse with a team, and it doesn't have a guiding principle, doesn't have principles at the company that the team can follow, that are expectations of the team to follow, what the values that they can fall back are on. Like, we've had times in our office when the culture was just not good. You know, like you walk into the room and you kind of feel like that nastiness, because like literally one bad apple, one bad team member can ruin the bunch. So having strong culture and being a strong leader in order to set the expectations of the culture and holding that standard as a leader is going to be paramount, especially early on. So to me, like, culture is not necessarily created. Like, you don't just create a culture by like writing down your values. Culture is what you are allowing and what you're communicating to the team consistently. For us, what we did is we really prioritized creating core values, communicating core values every single day to our team, having them on the website, having our team memorize them. When we're onboarding a new team member or when we're hiring people, we literally have them look at the core values and share what core values most resonated with them, and much more. These are literally our compass at the company and have been paramount to attract the right people, retain the people, as well as clients as well. All right, guys, all in all, these principles will be super paramount for wherever you are in your agency, whether you're at that 10K, 20K, 100K per month range. If you don't have these things dialed in, then it's going to be a lot trickier to scale to that $200,000 per month mark consistently and build a team and a culture that will be helpful for you. All right, y'all, thank you so much for watching this video. If you found value in this, please give it a thumbs up. And if you are an agency looking to grow and scale, be sure to subscribe to the channel where I post videos like this pretty consistently to help educate agency owners on how they can grow and scale their business. And if you are an agency that's looking to grow and scale to that $50,000 to $100,000 per month mark and go from being an operator working in the business to an orchestrator working on the business, and use our new era agency protocol that has literally allowed dozens of agencies that we're working with right now do exactly that, go ahead and book a call down below with our team to see if you're a fit for our coaching and mentorship that we provide to other agency owners just like yourself. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you on the next video.